Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. This is an ICATT briefing. So we are giving you an ICATT roadshow, virtual roadshow. And in this roadshow, we have three asks. And the first ask is, once you look at what ICATT does and you look at your purpose in life and where you are in your career, and to see if you can collaborate with us in any fashion you are interested in collaborating with us. The second ask is to consider referring ICATT services to potential clients. So, once you know what we do, we do professional development, talent sourcing, data analytics, and social enterprise, and perhaps there may be clients who may be interested in doing business with us. So we appreciate the referral, and we have a very attractive referral incentives, and so you can ask us more so that we can explain what the referral incentives are, and you can refer us. And with your referral, we can create jobs, which is what we are about. Third, ICATT is always looking for talents, any talents or like-minded people. So you can refer talents to us so that we can build relationships and work together. So those are the three asks of people who attend our virtual roadshow. Thank you. With that, I turn over to my colleague to proceed with the rest of the presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Gabe. So let me start with the key facts. The most important things to note on this slide is that our name has changed. We are ICATT Professional Services. Our nickname is still ICATT, and our website is icat.net. Another important thing is that ICATT is a social enterprise. We are all about doing good and doing well, as in we strongly believe in making an impact and doing good for our community, for people, and we also believe in doing well. We believe that there's no reason you can't still make money and take care of yourself while also making an impact. We're essentially a hybrid organization. We're for-profit and nonprofit. Another important thing is that ICATT is a small business. This is an SBA designation. We are a certified minority business enterprise and by the National Minority Supplier Development Council, or NMSDC. So this is the ICATT Power Page. This page contains our vision, our statement of purpose, our mission, and our services. So our vision, the ICATT vision, is that we believe in the people we serve. Our statement of purpose is that ICATT is a social enterprise with a purpose of creating jobs in our community by enhancing employability and strengthening job creators. The ICATT mission is to be your source for professional development, talent sourcing, data analytics, and societal impact. Our Career Academy includes essentially our newly created virtual career academy that provides a career makeover and fosters workforce readiness. We have instructional design course customization. We have e-learning development, and we also foster professional development in a wide range of topics, including leadership, technical skills, soft skills, emerging technologies, operations, and essentially any topic of interest. So moving on to ICATT's service offerings. So here we have professional development, as I just mentioned. So these are instructional design, e-learning, and training services, talent sourcing, so outsourcing, staffing, and recruitment, applied data analytics, as in database decision-making, impact analysis, data mining, data visualization, evidence-based framework, and social enterprise, community career services, career makeovers, externships, in-kind based occupational training, and the Enhancing Employability Initiative. So with that, I am going to pass it to my colleague, Kimberly Leonard.
Thank you so much, Ramia. Well, I have the joy today of speaking to you about our ICATT Virtual Career Academy, which we like to call the V Academy, Enhancing Employability Anytime, Anywhere. I'm also going to touch on our Community Career Promoter and International Circle, with the help of Gabe. So we can go to the next slide. So the Virtual Career Academy is something that has been, I would say, in the DNA of ICATT since our very beginning, but we are bringing all of our resources and aptitudes together into one package to really serve our community and those who face the greatest barriers to employment. So this slide, you can see the link to icat.net/V Academy. I encourage you to check that out. We'll go to the next slide. So when I say that the Virtual Career Academy serves those facing the greatest barriers to employment, we mean people who are unemployed or underemployed, and that may include any of the populations you see here, as well as anyone who is finding themselves in a situation where there is some sort of gap between where they are and where they want to be in their career. So ICATT comes alongside of them and provides the credentialed training, as well as the employment enhancement activities, coaching, and support they need to take that next step forward. Can go, thank you. So our V Academy provides career readiness, and we do that through two essential programs. One is credentialed training and the other is employability enhancement. And we like to see this as the bridge that connects our career seekers from where they are to where they're going. So when we talk about credentialed training, I want to highlight especially our CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Plus, and CompTIA Security Plus. These are the three credentialed training areas that serve network security, security analyst type positions, as well as IT help desk. And you'll notice our logo here for Versatility Enhanced is very important because in our changing workforce, I'm finding that more and more, what really sets us apart as professionals is when we have skills in a variety of areas, especially in a virtual world and a world that is driven by technology. You may have found that being able to perform functions in different softwares, in different capacities, such as graphic design, facilitation, project management, any of the leadership competencies, the sky's the limit in terms of the skills that are not only valuable to employers, but also may just be somewhat inherently expected regardless of the role. So we really bring everything we have to the table in terms of supporting our candidates who are a part of the Academy to make sure that not only are they learning what they set out to learn, let's say they set out to learn IT, we also encourage them and provide opportunities for them to learn other skills along the way. Oh, and I should say, one thing that's very important about our signature programs is that they are all self-paced. So another one of our key differentiators that I'll talk about in a minute is that we are virtual. So self-paced is very important in terms of being able to provide a flexible schedule. And that again addresses barriers to employment for those who may have a hard time finding transportation, finding childcare, any of the added expenses and burdens that can come from having to work around a traditional school schedule. We meet them where they're at through our flexible, self-paced and online program. So let's talk for a couple of minutes about the Employability Enhancement Initiative. And I believe I'm going to hand this back to Ramya.
Oh, okay. All right. So essentially, while credential training provides a basic foundation of occupational readiness, ICATT also offers its Virtual Career Academy to prepare the future workforce for employment. The Enhancing Employability initiative at ICATT is a comprehensive set of activities that offers opportunities to career seekers and, more importantly, gives career seekers a professional edge over their competitors. On this slide, you can see an overview of all that the Enhancing Employability initiative offers. I'll elaborate on a few of them, but I did want to shift your focus to the word enhance, because that is our purpose. We're not here to tell career seekers what they are lacking. Rather, we leverage the individual's skills and talents and find pathways to enhance them. So one of the services we have is certification exam prep. There's several benefits to this. It is a structured approach, and it also encourages peer exchange of information. It also leads to better retention of information, and most importantly, provides a crucial experience in a safe environment for teamwork. So it also teaches skills such as teamwork and also professionalism. Our most successful service we provide is portfolio development and coaching. So professional portfolios are becoming so important and increasingly beneficial to gaining employment. An online portfolio particularly sets candidates apart and allows employers to gain a comprehensive perspective about the individual. Portfolios allow candidates to craft their own professional narrative. It also shows a consistent catalog of their past works, and it increases candidates' credibility. I apologize for that. So portfolios also allow candidates to showcase their creativity and written skills. And for this, we have weekly meetings of cohorts of no more than 5 participants. They show and tell their portfolios to our highly qualified coaches, and our coaches help them with their portfolios, resumes, and sample works. And they offer feedback, suggestions, and advice. Another opportunity that we offer are informational interviews. And these are extremely important because not only do these help candidates build confidence and give critical information, it also starts a networking process for candidates. And, one of the most interesting statistics I found was that while 1 out of every 200 resumes results in a job offer, 1 out of 12 informational interviews results in a job offer. So they are so, so important. And we also offer cohort peer support, as I just mentioned. We provide coaching support, and we also believe in developing professionalism in our candidates. So ICATT firmly believes in developing professionalism, and we believe that this substantially increases employability. So these are the habits and behaviors that we want to foster. So things like timely communication, self-confidence, teamwork, work ethic, presence, responsiveness, resourcefulness, and deliverable assignment completion, positivity, and most importantly, responsibility. So these are the behaviors, and really we want these values, we want to foster these values in all of our participants and cohorts. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Ramya. We are excited to talk to you about these 10 advantages that we have really distilled is the word that's coming to my mind, because we've been excited and just throwing all of our passion into the V Academy for the last few months. And I feel like these next couple slides really capture the essence of what the V Academy has to offer and what sets us apart. So the first 2 that I want to point your attention to are job placement focused and work experience focused. These are where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. When someone is looking to advance their career, finding a job is very important. And as we all know, every job wants you to have experience. So ICATT is unique in that not only can we provide training, but in a lot of cases, we can also provide work experience because we do offer services in the same areas that we train. If we don't have work for them here, we have a network of people we can reach out to and assist them in finding that work experience elsewhere. In addition, as I mentioned, the credentialed programs are the next most important thing. So being able to demonstrate that they have a certification in the area that they chose that gives them credibility in the field where they're looking for a step up in their career is obviously very important and a key component of our V Academy. Next is the financial aid component. As a social enterprise, we've been able to offer financial aid whenever a job seeker has not been able to afford the requirements for the course. And we are also doing our part to locate funding, as well as we'll mention in a little bit, applying to be a workforce recognized provider opens up new opportunities for funding as well. So we're committed to making sure that a lack of resources is never a hindrance for someone facing other barriers to employment as well. I touched on this a little bit, but again, to emphasize, our expertise is in learning and development. So we are able to use all of our experience in the last 28 years as a learning provider to coach and teach and train our own Academy candidates. You know, the next slide. The idea that Academy is virtual, I would say, can't be emphasized enough, because again, not only does it provide flexibility for our candidates, it also provides them with practical experience in a virtual environment, which is becoming increasingly important for the types of jobs that they may be applying to. And as it says here on the last part of this slide, follows industries virtually, you know, there's a connection here, because as jobs move to other parts of the United States, as well as other parts of the world, people are able to still support their local economy by making money virtually. And so jobs that may have left their community physically, they can follow virtually. Also, the idea of small cohorts is really important. When we say that we come alongside these people and that we help break down these barriers, we really, you know, that's a big commitment, and that can't be followed through without adhering to a small cohort. So our cohorts have a maximum number of 5, and that allows us to provide individualized coaching, as well as all of the enhancements that Ramya talked about really come to life when you have that one-on-one, or at least at the very minimum, small group interaction regarding your resume, your networking opportunities, just conversations that really do need to be personalized. And I already spoke to this idea of versatility, so I will just touch on it one more time, that as the workforce and things like artificial intelligence and machine learning take over some of the traditional jobs, it just becomes more and more apparent that the more diverse your skill set is, the better you're positioned for advancement in your career. And so not only do we recognize that, but we set up those opportunities. So before I go further, I'd love to just give Gabe an opportunity if you'd like to add anything to what we've said so far.
Thank you, Kimberly. The one thing I want to add is, I know we are saying all the wonderful things we do for, you know, job seekers, those who are unemployed or underemployed. Here is a key thing. The key is the people we work with have to show up, and they have to be willing to participate in all these opportunities we offer. So if someone says, you know, you do all these wonderful things, do for me, and their engagement is very limited, their commitment is limited, there is nothing we can do. So this assumes the person shows up. Money is never a factor, because we said we can guarantee financial aid, but we cannot guarantee them showing up. So whether the person we work with is a brand new job seeker with 0 experience, or 20 or 30 years of experience, if they want to be employed in today's workforce, if they show up, if they participate, engage in all the employability activities, we can guarantee their success. So their participation, them showing up, is so essential. So I just want to emphasize that and turn it back to you.
Thank you, Gabe. Yes, so I would come back to our value statement about we believe in the people we serve. So we absolutely believe that anyone can be successful, and we just need their commitment as we commit to them. We can go to the next slide. So here are just a handful of case studies to kind of represent what we're talking about. So in terms of the engagement activities that Ramya spoke about, you'll see those highlighted here. And this doesn't mean that these were the only activities that these people took part in, but they are examples of how we supported different people in different industries in different parts of the United States. And you just get a feel for how these engagement activities are personalized according to the needs of the person we're speaking to. So, you know, if it's okay, I would share for my own part, you know, coming to ICATT, I really found what I needed at the right time and nothing more and nothing less, which was really valuable for me because I have 2 degrees already. And in my choice to change my career, I really didn't want to go back to school and obtain another master's degree to move forward. And ICATT met me where I was and allowed me to do very specific training in the area of instructional design. And that opened doors for me in project management and got me to where I am in a way that I would say was very agile and used my skills without anything I didn't need. So we have met people where they are, both physically, you know, meeting them virtually all over, as well as where they are in terms of their skills and where they would like to go. Anything you want to add here, Gabe?
I do want to say just a couple of examples of people who stand out. I want to just kind of highlight on this case study. So I want to point out to, let's see, for a data scientist, we met with several years ago, and we provided them numerous informational interview opportunities that led to being in a job working for the federal government. And also I want to point out, you know, for a project manager in Atlanta, Georgia, where we provided them stretch assignments and coaching, where they became a very successful instructional designer and project manager. Also want to just kind of point out for a project manager in an educational institution, we provided career coaching and referral where they are successfully have been employed with this organization for many years. And also for another data scientist in Maryland, so we provided kind of more like a career networking opportunity, career and social networking opportunity that led to them successfully working, you know, as a data analyst for a federal government contractor. So what all of these have in common, 2 things. Number one, the people showed up. Their experiences varied. Some were entry level and some are advanced level. But just like Kimberly said, we met them where they were. You know, in some instances, they just needed a referral. In some instances, they just needed networking. In some instances, they needed stretch assignments. In some instances, they needed informational interviews. They don't have to do all the things, but we were able to pinpoint what they needed and they were willing to participate. And voila, all of these people have been in these jobs for many years. So the ICATT approach is, as Ramya said, is enhancing. You know, there are none of the people we come across are broken. They are fulfilled, complete people. We believe in them. We just need them a little support. And when they respond to that, success happens. So that's a little bit of our story. Back to you.
Thank you, Gabe. Well said. We can go to the next slide. So as we share this vision with you and those examples of people we've touched all over the United States, it makes sense to also share the vision going forward. So these are states that we've acknowledged where we've already had an impact, as well as where we would like to expand our impact. And of course, this list is ever growing. So right now, Florida, Washington, DC, and Kansas are highlighted and are a priority, as well as the rest of the states on this slide. Can go to the next slide. So we'll quickly touch on the International Circle as well as our career promoter. The International Circle is designed to be, again, a completely virtual resource that can be accessed by anyone all over the world. And it has three purposes here. One is to build proficiency in English. The second is proficiency in technology. And the last is focusing on the idea of working to help as a social enterprise. So again, the link here is icat.net/iCircle. And I'll let Gabe speak about this for a second here.
So the one thing I want to point out, just kind of go back to the states where we want to expand. So to be specific for anyone who is, watching this presentation or listening to our presentation, what we are saying is we want to be an approved training career provider by workforce agencies of those states. So if you are a workforce agency, please consider ICATT to be accepted as one of your providers in your state. The reason we say that is we can provide very unique next generation workforce readiness program. Having said that, to just kind of get back to the International Circle. So the International Circle has two purposes in mind. I say PNP, peace and prosperity. That's what we are after. Take any citizen of our global community and take any family, any individual, any community, even a country. So in our world, there is just a news of violence everywhere. Violence and war happen when, a group of people, a certain nation, or a certain ethnic group or a certain tribe or religious group feels like they have disadvantage or other groups of people have economic advantage over them. So you can relate to that wherever you are from and any news you watch. If you trace any violence or any war, at the root of it is a group of people feeling they are at a disadvantage. So we want to create peace by providing these services. Like if any group of people, a community, a family, individual, a country, they focus on, building their proficiency in English, guess what? The English proficiency gives them a platform on global stage, whether they are seeking job opportunities or business opportunities, they can do business with any part of the world with English proficiency. Second, technology proficiency. If the technology can be a currency, a differentiator. Once they have the proficiency, that can be, it can generate wealth. And voila, instead of saying we don't have oil, we don't have land, we don't have this, and we don't have that, technology can be a currency, it can be an advantage provider. And also social enterprise. Social enterprise, as Ramia indicated early on, is a new model, it's an emerging model, it's a fast-growing model of generating wealth. In other words, of any organization that is organized as a social enterprise can do good for the community and also can do well. So it is generating wealth and making an impact in community. So we teach these three skills, and any community, any family, any individual that has these basic proficiencies can be prosperous and they can live in peace. So that's our contribution to the global communities by providing this international circle to our global citizens. That's our vision.
Thank you, Gabe. You can go to the next slide. All right, and our community career promoter, very similar in activity to our employability enhancement. And this is the branch of ICATT that has been serving the community in assisting job seekers and serving our community for a very long time. So again, the link is here, communitycareerpromoter.org. Go to the next slide. So very quickly, we spoke about our services at the beginning of the presentation. And so just to give you a quick overview of some more specifics as far as the industries that we've served, the purpose here is just to give you a little more insight into how we serve and who we serve. So the industries we've supported include government agencies and government contractors, as well as healthcare providers, the energy sector, financial services, as well as international organizations and educational institutions, nonprofits, and workforce agencies. And again, our services include instructional design, e-learning development, curriculum development, professional development, recruitment and staffing, data analytics, and of course, community service. So I just have a couple more things to show you in these last few minutes. One is this idea of smart learning. So as a learning and development company, we do feel it's our responsibility to maintain the standard as adaptive learning and smart learning become more and more prevalent, as well as it's just an amazing tool that is becoming more and more effective. So if we want to go to the next slide, some of our goals for enhancing smart learning are to adapt the content, the pace, and the ambiance of the learning we provide. And as mentioned earlier, we do focus on a lot of self-paced learning. And so using technology to take in inputs from participants and feed different content to them, depending on their needs, their knowledge level, their preferences. All of that is something that we are striving to achieve and to become better at all the time. So this will be my last slide, and then I'll hand it back to Gabe to review the 3 asks and ask for your input. So why choose ICATT? So this slide just speaks to who we are in everything that we do. Everything we've talked about today, these are some of our core values that really contribute to what we strive to do. This idea of co-creation means that we are very agile in what we do. We meet with our clients and our stakeholders often in order to ensure that we are maintaining the standards that we set up from the beginning, as well as adapting to changing needs and preferences throughout any project that we undertake. So it's important to us to take in additional inputs and also be willing to offer additional recommendations as more and more information becomes available. And this really allows us to create a much more successful product, whether that's a true product such as e-learning, or it's building relationship, or providing something like staffing where the needs can change. We're flexible in that way. And that speaks to our second value, which I always say flexibility is our middle name, because we really don't say no most of the time. If it's within our capacity, or if it's within capacity of anyone we know, we will get it done. So that's something we take pride in, and also just, it's a way that we serve our community and our clients to the best of our ability. And then creativity and flawless execution. I just like to speak to this idea that creativity has been proven to come it flows best when people feel safe and when they feel appreciated for their ability to be themselves and to try things and take risks. And that's one of my favorite things about ICATT, is that we are always willing to try something new and that there's no penalty for failure. So you really have to create that safe environment to foster creativity. And I think that's something ICATT does very well. And finally, flawless execution really is just behind everything we do. So I hope that you hear it in our passion and our voice as we speak today and every day, that we are committed to excellence because we believe in what we do and we believe in the people we serve. So with that, I'll go ahead and hand it back to Gabe.
Wonderful. If you can take us to the 3 asks page, wonderful. So let me kind of highlight a couple of things. Number one, those of you who may be attending this live, or who may access this, and by the way, this presentation may be accessed at the icat.net/the academy. So this is part of telling the the academy story. And so, ICATT is the best. No, I'm saying the Virtual Career Academy, or the V Academy, is the best expression of ICATT. So we combined our 28 years times all the consultants we work with to create the Virtual Career Academy. So when we tell the ICATT story, we are telling the story of the Virtual Career Academy. And so after, with you hearing our story end to end, the what, the why, and how, we like for you to consider your, collaboration, your engagement with ICATT as a teaming partner, as a subcontractor. You can bring us in as a prime contractor in whatever capacity we can collaborate to make good happen. So if you are dedicated to doing good for our community, we define our community as wherever you are. So we're talking about the geographic community where you are. And if you are committed to doing well financially and otherwise, let's talk, let's explore. You can reach out to us at info@icat.net, info@icat.net. If you have anything, we are willing to speak with you. And I'm Gabe Hamda, and my role is to communicate with people outside ICATT to collaborate. So you can just reach out to me and we can have a conversation how you want to collaborate. The only thing we need is in an area of your passion, we can collaborate. If it's not an area of your passion, move on to something you're passionate about. So we appreciate the passion, an area of interest that we can work together in. We also appreciate any referral based on what you know about us. Perhaps a client that may be looking for data analysis, mining their data. Perhaps organizations or talents who may be looking for special talent, or you may know organizations who are looking for instructional design or professional development. We appreciate the referral, and we have a very attractive referral incentive in place. Also, we are always looking for talents to collaborate with, whether it is in a full-time capacity, part-time capacity, or in a freelance capacity. And so if you know of talents, or if you have some time to spare, we are interested in talking, and we appreciate the referral in that regard. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator, Ramia, to entertain any observations you have, any comments you have, anything you want to say to us, or any feedback you have for us. We can't wait to hear from you. So with that, we can stop the recording and hear what you have to say.